Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to episode 68 of Extreme Evocast, an all-purpose Pokemon podcast where we talk about news, trivia, and everything related to Pokemon. I am your wonderfully bodacious host, Lillieceon, and today is a very special day. Secrets of the Jungle is out, and today we will be talking about it. It's as simple as that. I am a woman of my word. I made a promise to you last time that I would be talking about Secrets of the Jungle, and I am. It's funny that I say, like, I am talking about it today, because technically I'm not talking about it today. I'll get into that a little later. First, though, we have sort of a mini thing to talk about. Even, I think, before we get into, like, the main news of everything, I'm going to just kind of talk about this to mix it up a little bit. Last time, I did promise that I would talk about both Secrets of the Jungle and Pokemon Evolutions, the newest, sort of web series that Pokemon is doing, very similar to Twilight Wings. And I did watch the first one. I'm not going to do all three of them. There is 3 of them out now. I'm not going to do all 3 of them in one episode. I'll probably cover the next 2 in the next episode, but I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do that exactly. We'll see. It's good that I decided to sort of start with this one and talk about it at the same time as Secrets of the Jungle, because it's kind of a small one. It's the first one. It's not going to be crazy. So it's a little easier. It's an easier talk for me. So like I said, sort of an apology for putting it off for so long. Enough for 3 whole other episodes, or 2 whole other episodes to come out. Let's talk about the first episode of Pokemon Evolutions. So obviously, I am going to be making the connection between this and Twilight Wings, because for all intents and purposes, Pokemon Evolutions is kind of just the successor to Twilight Wings. I think they realized that people liked Twilight Wings way more than they thought that people would. So they're making another one. Obviously, it's different from Twilight Wings, and I think the biggest difference right now is 1, the art style, and 2, the fact that it's probably not going to only be focused in Galar, and it's not all going to be Galar trainers in Pokemon, so we get a little bit of diversity. It's like Twilight Wings, but for everybody. And, of course, the biggest difference being that I don't think the Corviknight Taxi Man will be appearing in every episode, which, of course, is the namesake. I don't know. I haven't watched the other 2. They might find a way to sort of link it back. This episode of Pokemon Evolutions is sort of, like I said, the reason why it's a little bit more of an easy talk for me is because this episode is only going over the events of the Sword and Shield games. Spoilers, I suppose, for Pokemon Sword and Shield, if you haven't played the game yet or have heard of the story. It tells the events of Leon failing to defeat Eternatus, and, the protagonist and Hop coming in to save the day, capturing Eternatus and saving the world. But it is not through the perspective of you, the protagonist, or Hop, I suppose. It could be Hop. It is in the perspective of Leon. It's a little bit more characterization for Leon. It gives him a little bit more. We learn a little bit more about how he feels about the events that happened. How it affected his view as the champion. Whether or not he regretted what he did, I suppose. I mean, I don't know really how he would feel regret, but like the description of the video said, like, how does the champion feel about this? Regret, determination? It's something like that. But like, it sort of went through. It shows Leon mostly in his room, in his or not in his room, in like the room before he goes out and battles for the Champions Cup, or the champion title, already having been champion at this point, and Leon is dealing with these feelings of what I could imagine, like I said, regret, determination, whatever it may be. He's obvious something's wrong. He lets out Charizard. Charizard gives him a little hug. They rejoice. And like over the course of this entire endeavor, he is remembering the events of the Eternatus battle. And, it's very gruesome. It's like he's it's grim. I guess that's sort of I think that's sort of what sets it apart from Twilight Wings, is that it's gritty, is the word I used in my notes. It's like Leon looks older, more detailed. The art style is a little bit more serious, a little more realistic, and it's like Leon's actually hurt, during the events of the Eternatus fight, and it really sort of gives a different view of what happens. And it's like Leon is, it gives him a little bit more character that I think was necessary for him, because we never really got to see how he felt after that, after the the Eternatus battle and how things went in that sense. So getting to see a little bit more, I think is interesting and important into the mind of Leon. Not sort of, that's sort of the whole thing. It's like what the entire short was about. And it's not all what it was about. We got to see some beautiful backgrounds, beautiful scenery, beautiful depictions of the fights and the crowd in the, in the Galar Stadium. A lot of, I always say this, and this is such a me thing, but seeing all of the Pokemon just sort of hanging around, Pokemon that are not normally seen very often, Pokemon like Bunnelby, Jangmo-o, Indeedee, Pokemon that are not traditional, is what I said in my notes. Non-traditional Pokemon getting little slivers of love is what I love to see. It's my favorite thing about these things, getting to see little details in Pokemon and in outfits for the crowd, and it's the little things. I've been a fan of Pokemon for as long as I have been, and I've been absorbing it fully for so long that the little things like that are really, really important to me. And I think that's sort of what this first episode encompasses, is the little things. We get to see a little bit more about Leon. We get to see some details in the crowd, some animation details. The evolutions is a little more gritty. The art style is a little bit different. We get to see the differences in these compared to Twilight Wings, compared to other mediums, compared to other games, and getting to see all these things really is what I love about these animated series. It's great. It's really exciting, and I cannot wait to see how they expand it, because like I said, this is essentially just Twilight Wings, but without just being focused on Galar. And even then, I think it's going to be a lot more gritty, a lot more insightful. Not that Twilight Wings wasn't, of course, but as far as I can tell, it seems to be a little bit taking itself a little bit more seriously than Twilight Wings already was quite a lot. And being sentimental, being someone who loves the little things, who loves details like that, character, growth in Pokemon, I'm very, very excited. And of course, I'm going to be covering, like I said, probably episode 2 and episode 3 next time. We'll see. I'm not sure. Don't hold me on that one. I'm not going to promise like this time. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel. We'll see if anything else crops up in terms of news, or if anything that I want to talk about. But of course, that is not the only thing that we have to say today. We haven't even gotten into the things, into the news. And I hope you're excited about evolutions. I certainly am. I'm sure there's people out there who are listening to this that have already watched all 3 of them at the time of this episode's release. And I'm excited to watch the next ones. It kind of sucks that I have to wait 2 whole weeks in order to talk about them, but unfortunately you'll have to be patient to hear my discussions on them. But hopefully this one will, hold you over until then. Let's move on. Let's get into the meat. We haven't really, or I guess not really the meat, the potatoes. Let's get into the potatoes. We're not quite on to the hearty part yet. The hearty part is, of course, is Secrets of the Jungle. The evolutions was an appetizer. We're on to the side course. Let's get through that. Let's not indulge ourselves too much. Just so we're still hungry enough for Secrets of the Jungle. Oh man, that appetizer was big. 10 minutes big, almost. So I'm going to slow down, take my time, let it digest a little bit. This analogy is going absolutely nowhere. Let's talk about Pokemon. So, first up, we have the normal news, things that aren't related to games specifically, but just sort of news in general. I say they're not related to games, but you know what I mean. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is releasing distributions. I know the game's not even out yet, and they're already spoiling us. But we do know that you can pre-order the double pack. And if you pre-order the double pack of both of the games, you will get, in the US, you'll get a serial code to get 2 fastballs, 2 level balls, 2 moon balls, 2 heavy balls, 2 love balls, 2 friend balls, and 2 lure balls. So just a lot of balls. a lot of different Pokeballs to get to I guess to decorate with seals. I don't like, they're giving, like, you know, interesting that they're sort of like, hey, start off your adventure with all these different balls. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm glad they're already doing distributions for this game. I guess that bodes well for the future, but interesting choice in actual, content, but I'm not going to complain. Pokemon has announced that the Pokemon Company and the Universal Studios Japan are collaborating, which will add Pokemon to the Universal Studios Park in Japan. This will begin in 2022 with various entertainment in the parks and continue as a long-term partnership. This is unexpected. I don't think anyone was expecting a collaboration between they're two of these, Universal Studios and Pokemon are two of the biggest companies pretty much on the planet. So I'm not really surprised that they decided to collab, but it's exciting. Pokemon are coming to Universal Studios. That's always good. Just another on the list of the huge list of collaborations that Pokemon are doing, adding Pokemon to every inch and every possible brand, every possible face that they can. On the same line as in, with distributions, this is of course for Pokemon Sword and Shield. The Dada Zarude and Shiny Celebi are now starting to roll out through the Pokemon Trainer Club newsletter in US, Canada, Europe, Australia, and more. These did require you to be signed up for the newsletter by September 25th, which I missed it. And this is the first time Dada Zarude has been available outside of Japan and Korea. So if you did sign up for the newsletter by September 25th, you can start getting your serial codes for Dada Zarude and Shiny Celebi. And for the last of the normal news, the Celebrations TCG is out? ? Let me see. Today marks the release. This is all coming from Cerebi, by the way. Everything pretty much comes from Cerebi. Thank you, Cerebi. Cerebi.net. Today marks the release of the new Pokemon Sword and Shield TCG Special Set Celebrations. This set contains 25 new cards. Hey, 25th anniversary. I guess that's why. Featuring various legendary Pokemon or Pikachu. Or Pikachu. And has a classic collection featuring 25 older cards. Which, of course, we took a look at a little while ago. But I want to take a look at some of the ones that are... some of the ones that are a little bit more are released, new, that we haven't seen. I want to see if there's any Pikachu ones. Looking at the Pikachu cards. Looking at the Cerebi list of all cards. Unfortunately, I don't think I can sort them by deck. I might be able to, but I'm looking at them through just Pikachu. Yeah, there's some classic ones here. I don't know if that's actually true. There's different art styles of Pikachu is all I can see. There's Detective Pikachu, Swallowed Pikachu, Rescue Team DX's Pikachu. Cute. I don't even know if this is part of the celebration set. Hold on. Is there a way to sort by deck? There might be. Pokemon. Here we go. English sets. Celebrations. Aha. So there's a bunch of legendaries here. Ho-Oh, Reshiram, Kyogre. And here we go. The classic Pikachus. I don't know. We've seen pretty much all these. Cosmog, featuring Lillie, as well as Cosmoem and Lunala featuring Lillie. A lot of good sets here. Shiny Mew. Oh, here we go. Okay, there's a classic Blastoise, old Charizard, old Venusaur, Imposter Professor Oak. I remember I had a Japanese Imposter Professor Oak, and I loved it. I thought it was super rare as a kid. I was like, I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna sell this thing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Turns out that's not necessarily true. Just because something, when I was like 5, or I guess not 5, when I was like 12, I thought that getting any card in Japanese was like super rare, not knowing that like that's just how that like, that's just a language. Dark Gyarados. Here comes Team Rocket. Rocket's Zapdos. No idea where that came from. There's like a birthday Pikachu where you put your name into there's like a blank's Pikachu, and you put your name into the blank so you yourself can have a Pikachu. Shining Magikarp, Mew EX, Shiny Umbreon, Donphan. No idea why you're there, buddy. You're not a legendary and or Pikachu. Mega Rayquaza. There's a lot of good ones here. If you want to look at, I'm just sort of listing off things, but if you want to look at the deck, the cards in particular, a lot of good classics if you've been around for a long time like I have, and you've seen all the old Pokemon cards. I say been around as long as I have. Pokemon cards were just coming out the year I was born. So not necessarily as, the best demographic for being around at the time of their come up, but I had some. I knew which cards were old. I knew which cards were older than me. And I know now. And looking at them now, I can feel the rush of nostalgia coming back, especially at like the Imposter Oak. So good. If you want to see all these, you certainly can on Cerebi.net, where you can look at all the cards, or you can buy them if you don't want to be spoiled. Buy a few sets of celebrations. They're out now, and actually brings me to my next point. They come in, or you can buy them in a 25th anniversary golden box set, $160 USD for what looks like a bunch of cards, like a 25th anniversary box, a 25th anniversary mat, card holders, dice, tokens, anything you need to start playing the game. As well as a special Pikachu, a golden Pikachu VMAX card. It's beautiful. It's like a completely golden box. It's crazy. I almost am tempted to buy it, but I know that's not a good idea. Because I'm not going to. But I want to. Certainly, it's tempting. I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's not tempting, but it's cool. It's a perfect celebration. As expensive as it is, I can understand why it's so expensive. Literally everything in the box is golden except for the cards. So if you want to show off your love for the 25th anniversary of Pokemon and just get a really snazzy looking TCG set that you can show off at your local tournaments, you can buy them on later this month in Japan, only in Japan, but there's ways of getting around that, for $160 USD. But I mean, other than that, the Celebrations is out now. You can probably find them at anywhere that you would find any other TCG sets. And I recently bought some more Pokemon cards, and I've been getting back into collecting them, so I might pick up some. Who knows? If I do, get a Celebrations pack or two, I will open them on Evocast. Maybe next week or next episode if I remember to. And if I ever go to like my local Walmart or something, I'll buy a pack or two and I'll open on the podcast, do a little bit of unboxing. All right, I have already been spending a lot of time on the news. Let's sort of speed through things here. We've gotten through some of the more interesting stuff. Let's look at the specifics. Pokemon Go. Speaking of Secrets of the Jungle, which of course is what we'll be talking about later, there's a tie-in between Pokemon Go and Secrets of the Jungle that is over right now. It was like more Pokemon from Secrets of the Jungle were spawning in Pokemon Go, but you can still get the special research to get Zarude in Pokemon Go, as well as raid bosses, including Douse, Drive, Genesect. So I'm pretty sure you can still get Zarude in Pokemon Go if you do the special research. As well as Zarude being added to the game, Galarian Slowking is being added to the game at some point. I know it mentioned that like Galarian Slowbro and Slowpoke were in the game for a while, but Galarian Slowking is being added to the game. Oh no, okay, they're teasing it. Niantic has now started teasing the appearance of Galarian Slowking into the game, tied with Halloween. A little bit of a spooky month action. I guess Galarian Slowking is better than any other Pokemon to do it. Not necessarily the ghost type you were expecting, but mixing it up is not bad. Speaking of spooky ghosts, though, it was the Duskull Community Day that happened last weekend, or I guess literally like 3 days ago, as of recording this. And I do hope, of course, that everyone who participated in the Community Day got their shiny Duskull. But let's move on. Let's keep going. Let's keep the ball rolling here. We do have a little bit of Pokemon Unite news. Mostly that Sylveon came out. That's like the biggest thing that happened, really. Sylveon is new. We knew that Mamoswine and Sylveon were both going to come out during the Pokemon Presents, I think, is when they revealed that. And unfortunately, I have been way too busy to even like pick up a Pokemon Unite. So I haven't had a chance to try either of them yet, or like any of the last couple Pokemon that have come out. I apologize for that. Of course, I did say that I was going to be playing a lot of Pokemon Unite, and I think I misunderstood just how busy I would be during the school year. But hopefully, when I have some free time, I'll get to playing them and talk about them. Better late than never. With Sylveon coming out, of course, she did come out with a Hollowware, which was like a poncho, I think is like the whole thing. It's not very like extravagant. It's just sort of I think she's wearing like boots as well, little booties. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's like little booties, like some anklets, and then a cute little poncho. It is what it is. Finally, for Pokemon Unite, it reached 25 million downloads, which is crazy. That's really a lot. I mean, the game's only been out for, like, who knows how long. Like, not, like, 3 months? 4 months? Not even 3 months, I think. So that's really impressive. A lot of downloads there. By the way, you'll have to forgive me if my voice is a little raspy. I'm sick right now. In fact, I actually I don't know if you could tell, but I took a break from recording because I went to take like a 4-hour nap, and because I had like the worst headache of all time, but I'm still feeling a little under the weather. So if I sound a little gravelly, a little groggy, it's why. Also because I just woke up, but mostly because I'm sick. And I think it's a good day to do it because like after I finish the news and stuff, I'm gonna be wrapping myself in a blanket and watching a Pokemon movie for an hour and a half. So. Good. Like, thank God I'm not doing the Evocast episode on like, oh, hey, the Pokemon, it did a thing where if you run 2 miles with like your Switch out, you'll get like a free Pokemon in Sword and Shield. Thank God they didn't do something like that. I would not be able to participate, but it's just a movie. Even me being sick, I can handle that. Pokemon Masters EX is our final of like the trilogy. I say trilogy. Cafe Remix has literally had like nothing on the radar recently, so only 3 things today really. Pokemon Masters EX has a couple new events actually, like 3 of them in fact. First one being the one that we've sort of been covering in the past couple days. It's like the Giovanni one, like the evil one, the villains one, the bad boys. What you gonna do? It's called Giovanni's Malice Extreme. It allows you to battle in 2 strong battles against Giovanni for gem rewards, as well as a new Spotlight Scout for Erica and Lillieceon. And it runs until October 16th. So, like, 2 days after this episode comes out. So, I mean, if you listen to this right on the day and you really want Erica and Lillieceon, you better hurry up. Spend some money. The next and final event going on is called the Midnight Spook Fest. Of course, there's going to be the Halloween tie-in. There's always a Halloween tie-in. Not that I'm not excited for it, but there's always a Halloween tie-in. It's a story event called Midnight Spook Fest, and it will provide a story focused around the characters of Pazio celebrating Halloween. It has new sync pairs Morty and Bennett, and Caitlin and Sableye. And it looks like they're dressed up in costumes. At least Morty. Morty is dressed up like a vampire, which I think is cute. He's wearing like his headband over his eye, like he's missing an eye. I don't know what that has to do with like being a vampire. Maybe he's a pirate now that I think about it, but he's got like a huge collar and like a fluffy, like thing you wear around your neck. Does Caitlin also have a Halloween outfit? Oh, she does. Hold on, what is this? Oh my god. Okay, it's like I don't even know what this is. I guess it's a Sableye themed one. She has like gems on her body, or like gem designs on her body, on her outfit. I mean, she has like little gem flowers in her hair. This is cute. I like it. It's like an evil Sableye costume. Definitely, taking the Halloween costume a little bit far. But I mean, it took me a second to even realize that this is a Sableye costume. If it even is, I don't even know if this is. I could be wrong, but I mean, like it looks good. A lot of the costumes in this game are solid. I really like the I guess skins. They're not really skins. I don't think. I think you can I think they're like separate characters. I have no idea how it works, but the skins in this game have been good as far as I can tell. It's always nice when a gacha game does like skins for Halloween. It's it's a very not overdone, because that would imply that it's like bad, but overdone, I guess, in a good way. Halloween costumes are always nice. It's like free skins. It's like what is like the one time a year that humanity, people around the world, like they you unlock like their skin. It's it's Halloween. They wear costumes. I'm not really sure if viewing the people around me in my life as gacha game characters is necessarily healthy for me, but that's how I'm going to choose to make this analogy. Okay, listen, I know it's been a while, but before we move on to the discussion about Secrets of the Jungle, let's look at some merch. Let's look at the many things that you can buy this Halloween season in terms of Pokemon stuff. So first up, we have unfortunately, a lot of the things that I talk about on here in terms of merch are Japanese exclusive, which is unfortunate. You don't need me to say that, but there are the reason why I talk about things that are only available in Japan is because there are definitely ways, I think, of shipping things from Japan over to the US. Third party. So. I still talk about them anyway. I mean, and if anyone is living in Japan listening to this podcast, just in case, if they're substantial enough, I'll talk about them. So, a Japanese company, doesn't say which one, actually, is making stainless steel Pokemon signs for your house with 28 different Pokemon designs and multiple font options. So they're like customizable. You can get like stainless steel pictures of Pokemon with text on them. And they have a huge range of Pokemon. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but a good range. A lot of different Pokemon. And so if you're living in Japan or you're desperate enough for some customizable Pokemon signs with your name on them, there you go. Next, we have the essential to any aspiring Pokemon fashion, enthusiast out there. If you're walking around New York City with your Pokemon hat, your Pokemon shirt, Pokemon pants, Pokemon jewelry, Pokemon backpack, Pokemon plushies, all that kind of stuff, just exuding the stench of Pokemon. Well, I have the next biggest piece of your outfit. Now, you can literally decorate your body, your skin, your natural form with Pokemon makeup. It's literally not like it's not like makeup that's supposed to make you look like Pokemon. It's just Pokemon makeup. Like it's just makeup that's themed after Pikachu. Specifically, it's in China, but there's a news article here which I will translate into English because it is in Chinese. It's up to you. Ali Rabai, not sure if that's pronounced correctly, but it's in English text, launches Pokemon co-branded makeup. The three-dimensional baby eyeshadow palette is quickly taken over. I don't think I don't think the Google Translate is doing a very good job. Quickly taken over, so it's obsolete. Heart moment. Pika Pika, the baby ball-shaped eyeshadow palette is too cute. With 100,000 volts of electricity coming to attack everyone's pockets? Well, don't do that. I thought this was makeup. The first wave of lip glaze and eyeshadow trays have been released. It caused a riot. Oh my god, what is it like? Jesus. In a small red book, the Chinese makeup brand Color Key has recently launched a joint makeup with Pokemon, plus the blessing of the spokesperson Lillie Reba. Okay, I don't think that these names are right. And the compelling wallet is directly offered. This items include air cushion, lip glaze, eyebrow pencil, eye color palette, and foundation in bold letters. Pikachu is on each package, which is so cute. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. But, Chinese Pikachu makeup. Next. Finally something that's available to people in the US. Something on the US and Canadian Pokemon Center. There are Kanto badge items, which looking now, I know I just said that they're available. They're literally sold out. Most of these things are sold out. I mean, that doesn't mean that they won't come back, but there's Kanto badge shirts, Kanto badge magnets, which honestly are really cool. They're magnets based on the original Kanto badges, which I might get once they come out of stock. Genuinely really cool. The Kanto bag shirts are they just have the badges on them, and then there's a lanyard with the Kanto badges on them, which is pretty cool. I do like that. No, you know what? I'm gonna mix it up today on this episode of Evocast. I'm going to buy this right now. I'm going to add to cart. I need a lanyard really bad because I keep losing my ID for school. So I'm gonna buy this right now. I'm literally going to buy this on episode. Go check out with PayPal. I know this probably isn't the most interesting thing in the world, but I'm purchasing something from the Pokemon Center live on my podcast. I don't know if that's something to be proud of. Welcome. I'm checking out through PayPal. Put my address in. Continue. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's shipping. I forgot about shipping. It's fine. It's okay. I desperately need a lanyard, so I'm actually not opposed to doing this. I know it's probably an expensive one, but it's a Pokemon lanyard. It's a Kanto Gym badge lanyard and badge holder. I realized I thought the badge holder was supposed to be a joke about like gym badges, but it's literally just a badge holder. Like an ID holder, Okay. Next. And place order. I'm seeing that little Pokeball. Oh, here we go. Thank you for your order. All right, purchased. Bought. I will update you next time about I'm going to do a little review of this lanyard that I just bought. Well, there you go. If you don't think that I am a big Pokemon fan, only the biggest Pokemon fans are willing to purchase Pokemon merch on their own podcast about Pokemon. Well, there you go. I mean business. And also, I just desperately needed something to stop me from losing my school ID. Finally, we arrive on the last of the merch that isn't plushies. This product is cursed, by the way. Last time I tried to look at this on the Pokemon Center online, I just got a screen that said "You're blocked." It's working now. I'm looking at the page on the the Pokemon Center online right now. But last time, I want you to know that I got blocked when I tried to look at this. And it is a Mimikyu Pokemon Spooky Celebration Ceramic Treat Bowl. Exact words. I think the Pokemon is a little bit redundant considering you're buying it on the Pokemon Center. But, like, I get it. But for this Halloween, if you want to, scare some kitties with when they go to take a candy from the bowl, or I guess from the official image on the Pokemon Center website, it's filled with Pokemon cards, and I think that you have to be like a billionaire if you're giving out Pokemon cards like candy, like not individual packs of Pokemon cards in this bowl. It's supposed to be like a gift that you give out on Halloween, or like a thing that you put out on Halloween, I assume. Or just like a bowl that you keep in your house. But like they put Pokemon packs in it. Pokemon card packs, It's like if I was like 10 years old and I went up to it was on Halloween, I was dressed as something, and I went up to a house and they had Pokemon cards in the bowl. I'd take like 5 packs because I'm like 10 and I don't know about common courtesy. But I mean, I would probably still take like 10 packs even now. You think I'm gonna give up an opportunity to get like 10 free Pokemon card packs out of just like a random bowl someone has on their porch? I have no shame. And if you want to get Pokemon cards mercilessly stolen from you this Halloween, you can purchase the ceramic treat bowl on the Pokemon Center. Okay. Last but not least, for the merch, we have the portion of the merch section where we go over merch anyway, but it's plushies. It's stuffed animals. So, welcome to Plentiful Plushies. Today we only have like 3 of them. First up is a Jazzwares, which I guess is just a company, Jazzwares Eevee plushie, available to pre-order online, which is on GameStop. It's a GameStop exclusive. Got it. Well, it's an Eevee, and it's got an adorable bow on the front of its a ribbon on its chest. That's pretty much it. Next, let's keep it rolling. Comfy Friends is what I have this noted as. Comfy Friends plushies that we saw revealed for Japan have now been added to the US and Canadian Pokemon Center online. Oh, hold on. Oh my! Okay, listen. PokeJungle is what I use to get information on my merch because they post like pretty much every single merch. But every time they put merch there and they put a link to the Pokemon Center, it's just a link to the Pokemon Center. It's not a link to the product. Okay, so there's like a ton of them. There's more. So there was like Larvitar, Quagsire, Substitute, Ditto. I think these were added before, but now there's more of them. There's Bidoof. Nope, that's not Bidoof. That's a hat. That's the Bidoof hat. There's Squovit, Zorua. There is a Bidoof, Chinchino, and Swablu. So there's more added to the Comfy Friends plushie line. Not sure, what exactly that means. I guess they're very comfortable, but there you go. Finally, we have Topical with the new games coming out. Specifically, Gen 4 plushies. They're coming soon to the Pokemon Center online. They're currently not for sale, but they should be in the next few hours, days, or weeks. What is it? Let's look up Gen 4 plushies and see if they're available. Wow, there's a lot here. Specifically, it shows Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, and Rotom. I don't know if that's it. Let's look up Dialga. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I guess that makes sense. That like it would just show up here. There is a Dialga plushie on here, but I don't think it's the same one. Let's look up Dialga plushie. Nope. Oh yeah, no, here they are. Okay. Well, are they? I can't tell. They look different. I don't think these are the same ones. The ones that were shown on PokeJungle are much more slim. They're just plushies of Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, and Rotom. So look out for those if you're really interested in them. They were released on, like, the tweet was made on October 1st, so I don't know how, when they're going to come out, but there you go. You can look out for them. They're not available on the Pokemon Center online, as far as I can tell. If they are, if I'm looking at the right ones, then they're sold out. But I don't think these are the same ones. Okay, and now before we get to the movie, we have everyone's favorite segment where we talk about a random Pokemon every single episode. Random Pokemon of the week, and today's is number 841, a very recent Pokemon. If you can guess this one, I would be impressed. Let's see. I'll give you a second to try to guess if you really want to. Today's Pokemon on the table is Flapple. Flapple is a dual-type grass dragon Pokemon introduced in Generation 8. It evolves from Applin when exposed to a tart apple. It is one of Applin's final forms, the other being Appleton. Have we talked about Appleton before? I don't think we have. Appleton feels like a Pokemon that we've talked about before, but I don't think that's true. Flapple does have a Gigantamax form, which of course is the same as Gigantamax Appleton, but we'll talk about that another time, I think. I don't really have too much to say about Flapple. Personally, I am more of a fan of Appleton. Sort of fits my aesthetic a little better, I think. Little dumb, big fat little boy, as opposed to a little flying apple. But Appleton's fine. Flapple's okay. I do like Flapple. I really like this line. I think their designs are very good. I forgot to go over like the basic information. So, Flapple has the abilities Ripen. Is that a ability just for itself? Oh. Ripen doubles the effects of held berries when eaten in battle. Interesting. Okay. I didn't even know they had that. Or they have Gluttony, of course, which, makes total sense. Hustle, as its hidden ability. 50-50 male-female ratio. It is 1 foot or 0.3 meters and 2.2 pounds or 1 kilogram exactly. Very tiny. Like very, very little boy. Let's see. we only have like 2 Pokedex entries for this thing because it was only available in Sword and Shield. So I guess we can talk about that. It ate a sour apple, and that induced its evolution. In its cheeks, it stores an acid capable of causing chemical burns. Ow? Why? I guess it's like apples are acidic. I suppose. It flies on wings of apple skin and spits a powerful acid. Why? What? It's not poison type. I guess it makes sense. It's like an apple dragon, but yeesh. Under the influence, this is Gigantamax Flapple. I guess this is a good idea to talk about. Under the influence of Gigantamax energy, it produces much more sweet nectar, and its shape has changed to resemble a giant apple. If it stretches its neck, the strong aroma of its nectar pours out. The scent is so sickeningly sweet that one whiff makes other Pokemon faint. Well, it's like the strongest Pokemon ever then. It can just faint, and it can make Pokemon faint by making them sniff it. I guess I forget to say, Flapple is like Applin and Appleton and Flapple are the first grass dragon types. So, very, very good. I always thought Applin and its line were really cool when it first came out. I thought it was like one of the coolest new Gen 8 Pokemon, if I'm being honest with you. And I do partially believe that. Also, I realized that it being the first grass dragon is like literally completely wrong, as Mega Sceptile and Alolan Exeggutor exist, but we didn't have many. It was the first non-form or Mega Evolution, I suppose, to be grass dragon. It's, it feels like the first grass dragon, if I'm being honest with you. Well, there you go. Okay. what else is there to say? Does that have any trivia? Any interesting things to talk about with this Pokemon? Flapple and Appleton are the only Pokemon to have physically identical Gigantamax forms, although they are still treated as different Pokemon as they have different Pokedex entries, Gmax moves, and cries. This is the only instance of two different species of Pokemon that can be physically identical without the use of Transform, Imposter, or Illusion. Flapple and its evolutionary line are the only Pokemon that are in the Grass and Dragon egg groups. Interesting. Well, I guess maybe that's why I think it's the first Grass Dragon. Okay, well, let's look at its shiny form, I guess, and then I don't know. I didn't actually think about this. I don't think it's very good competitively. We can talk about it. Let's look at Flapple and Smogon. Okay, it does have something. We haven't done a good Smogon talk for a while, so we could do that in a second. But let's rate its shiny form first. I mean, okay, listen, Nintendo, Game Freak, you're so funny. Ha hee hee, hoo hoo. Making its shiny form green because green apples. Okay, I get it. It's funny. It's funny, right? That's really funny. Sure. It's fine. It looks okay. I think it looks better on Applin than it does Flapple. It's a little bit hard to tell what's going on with Flapple because you never actually see its like it's green because it's always flapping. I guess on like the bottom and the top you can see it well, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. I'm pretty sure that its body is exactly the same color, which sucks. I'm not gonna lie and say that doesn't suck, but that sucks. They could have easily made it at least change a little bit, but it doesn't. It's just the outer core that changes, and I'm pretty sure Applin and Appleton are the same. Let's look at Appleton shiny real quick. Yeah, Appleton is exactly the same, which sucks. I wish that it changed a little bit more. But that's okay. I'm not gonna be too harsh on this little boy. I do love him. He is really cute. I'll give him that. But we're not here to judge cuteness. We're here to judge shiny forms. Oh man, I'm really indecisive on this one. This is like the first time in a while that I've been like, I don't know. Let's say, for the sake of simplicity, let's say a 5. Let's give it a 5. That's like perfectly in the middle. It's fine. It makes sense. It's funny, I guess, is like the biggest thing. It's green, haha, hee hee, instead of red. But it's not very good. Other than that, I think 5 out of 10 is a good compromise. Okay, Flapple competitively is okay. It's in PU, which is, I realize, not very good, but it does have it does have a place in PU, which is saying something. So Flapple has an HP stat of 70, an attack of 110, a defense stat of 80, a special attack stat of 95, special defense stat of 60, and a speed of 70. So its attack is its highest. Special attack is also pretty good. You could probably build a special one. But let's look at what Ice Blazer, this overview is written by Ice Blazer. Let's see what Ice Blazer seems to think about Flapple. Flapple carves a niche for itself in PU as a brutally strong wall breaker. With its hustle-boosted attacks, Flapple can OKO or two-hit KO most Pokemon with its sheer strength and also dropping their defense with Grav Apple, making it easier for a teammate to pick them off. I'm sorry, what is Grav Apple? Is Grav Apple it's Flapple's signature move. It's a 100% chance to lower the target's defense by 1 stage. Power is multiplied by 1.5 during gravity's effect. I did not know that move existed. Okay, interesting. Flapple's typing also allows it to take advantage of multiple defensive Pokemon such as Sandaconda and non-Ice Beam Lantern. However, Flapple sports a detrimental 4x weakness to Ice as well as weakness to common types such as Flying, Bug, and Fairy. Additionally, its poor bulk makes Flapple unable to take hits, and its middling speed tier causes Flapple to pale in comparison to other offensive threats such as Charizard and Silvally forms. Hustle is also a double-edged sword for Flapple. While it does increases Flapple's potency as a wall breaker, it also decreases accuracy by a fair amount, making it possible for Flapple to miss an attack and either be severely damaged or outright KO'd. Flapple faces stiff competition from Serena as a grass type and Choice Band Passimian as a wall breaker, as both Pokemon sport better bulk and speed tiers while also offering more utility to a team. Well, it's not horrible. And I guess that's saying something. The set is Grav Apple, Outrage, of course, Dragon type move that makes sense, U-Turn, Sucker Punch or Grassy Glide, which is +1 priority in grassy terrain. Didn't know that move existed. Choice Band or Life Orb or Miracle Seed. A lot of choice with Flapple here. Abilities: Hustle, obviously. Adamant Nature, which is plus attack minus special attack. I guess a physical attacker makes sense. Its attack is higher than its special attack. And 252 attack EVs, 4 defense EVs, and 252 speed EVs. Well, there you go. Flapple is, it's not very good. not gonna sugarcoat it at all. But I mean, it does have a niche in its tier, which I like to see. It's not like people aren't like, oh, it just sucks, never use it. It has a little bit of a niche. Why not? It's one of those Pokemon, I think, that if you're doing PU or you just really like it, you could still use it fine. It might not be very good, but it's still usable. And I think that's better outright than just being horrible. All right, so we're 50 minutes into the episode, and we have not talked about our main topic, and that's okay. I am fully embracing a longer episode for this for Secrets of the Jungle, and I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I have not watched the movie yet. I was doing that on purpose because I wanted to, record the rest of Evocast first, and then watch it, write down my notes as I watched it, and then go right into it. I didn't want to watch it beforehand and then forget some of the crucial details. I want to watch it and then I want to immediately go into the episode and talk about it. So I suppose it'll literally be 10 seconds for you. Not even. It's going to be instantly. You're going to hear me say literally 2 seconds afterwards, okay, I'm ready to talk about it now. But for me, it's going to be 2 hours because I have to watch it, write down notes and stuff like that. So I will see you, for me, in an hour and a half. And for you, it'll be 2 seconds. I'm really, really excited to watch this movie, and I will see you after I watch it. Wow. What a movie. I can't believe they actually let Ash say f*** in the movie. They didn't censor it. They didn't talk about it afterwards. Pikachu, beep, right after. Nothing. I don't know how they got away with that, but anyway, I'm joking, of course. Hi. Now, jokes aside, I do have a lot to say. I just got done watching the movie. And wow, I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I have not watched a Pokemon movie in a long time. It's been a hot minute. And I think this was a really good one to come back to. And so I want to make it clear. The way that I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to be talking about the movie, talk about the beginning, talk about some of the themes up until about the middle. And then I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to just tell you what I liked about it in conclusion without spoiling things. Normally, I would spoil it. I like to talk about the movie in its full. I like to give all of my thoughts, things like that. But because of the fact that it's already pretty late, I mean, we're almost an hour into the episode and I just started talking about it. I want to leave it up to you guys to actually watch the movie, and mostly because it was fantastic. And I think that people will enjoy it if they watch it. And that's mostly the reason why I'm not going to completely spoil it. So I'm probably going to say this a lot of times during the pseudo review, but I implore you to watch it yourselves. It is very, very good. At least as a Pokemon fan. So the movie starts out with a lot. So there's a lot to be established here. First of all, the movie starts with a music number about the Zarude, and I say the Zarude because I having been a long time since I've actually watched the trailer, forgot that there was multiple Zarude. I thought there was only one. I thought it was like Celebi. I thought it always confuses me a lot when there's multiple of a legendary Pokemon, or at least a mythical Pokemon, because it just seems wrong to me. I'm like, aren't you supposed, like, what makes you different from a normal Pokemon? If there's like a bunch of you, I guess it's like the power and like the lore behind them, But Zarude, there's a lot of Zarude. In fact, there's a whole tribe of them. That's like the whole point of Zarude. There's like a huge tribe, that we see right off the bat. They're aggressive. They're fighting each other, sort of in like a tribal, rituals and just like a fighting ring. Bunch of guys being dudes, a bunch of guys being Zarudes. And we meet one Zarude who, what we learn later, his name is Dada, or we learn later that his name is Dada, and he finds a human baby who is Coco. He names him. I assume he names him Coco. Coco is not his real name. Spoiler. There are going to be minor spoilers, by the way. I'm going to spoil like the first half of the movie until like the end and like the big twist happens. Of course, there's a big twist. You know this. It's a Pokemon movie. It follows the same formula as a lot of the other Pokemon movies. But that doesn't mean it's bad. But I'm going to not spoil the twists. I'm going to keep them sort of vague, and I want to keep the ending something that you should watch yourself. And of course, I implore you to watch the movie first before listening to this, because I am going to be talking about like the first half of the movie, maybe the first like 45 minutes, something like that. So you are warned about that. So Dada goes back to his tribe, and they're like, first of all, what is that? Second of all, why did you bring it here? And third of all, you know that you're not allowed to bring it here because it breaks our laws. And Dada is like, okay, peace, that gif of the dude giving the peace sign and then he phases away into nothingness. That's Dada right now. He leaves to take care of the baby, and he does. And we get a montage of like the opening theme song, like, it's like a beautiful music number, like a beautiful song about friendship and love. And it shows a montage of Dada taking care of Coco. And he Coco does what any baby would do. He learns how to swing from vines. He learns how to talk to Pokemon, and he learns how to catch the nest on fire with a random Salandit that he finds in the nest. Literally something that happens. Eventually, during this montage, Dada and Coco are seen to visit like a human town, and they, which is interesting. It's sort of implied that like there's a human town nearby. Sort of gives us that scope, that information, and pretty much immediately after. We see Ash and Pikachu come into the town, visit in the forest to go on an adventure. That's like the whole point. It's like Ash always finds his way into the adventure somehow. He's always there. He always, anytime anything is happening in Pokemon World, Ash is always there. And that's fine. He's a constant protagonist, and there's nothing wrong with that. So there's a lot of things in this movie that are established right away. One of them being Coco can talk to Pokemon, which makes sense. I mean, we learn a little bit more about that later. But Coco can talk to Pokemon despite being a human. Dada considers Coco to be his son. And we also learn that Dada is not his name. Kind of? I don't know. It's really hard to understand, really. Like his name, like Coco calls him Dada. And I don't know if any of the others Zarude call him Dada, but like I thought Dada was his name, but it might just be like dad, like daddy, father. I'm not really sure. Like he calls him Dada, like you're my Dada, and I'm your son. Like that makes sense to me, but also they just call him Dada as like a name. I don't know. It's never really explained. But like it's fine, and I get it. Maybe the Zarude don't need names. Maybe he just calls him Dada because he's his dad. I don't know. Well, this is all sort of just like as time goes on, little things are hinted at. Coco gets like human ideas, aka like they're like, oh, someone took all of our berries. How are we gonna, oh shoot, oh darn, the Zarude. The evil, not really evil, but like, oh, the Zarude that were like, oh, hey, don't, like, leave, please, because you're breaking our laws. This is our territory, so go away. Have broken their own rules and are now stealing our berries. And so Coco has the great human idea of like, hey, why don't we plant these berries near our home? And so we can, we can have them whenever we want. We don't have to travel so far away to get food. We can just grow our own food. And it's like, this is why humans are no longer hunter-gatherers. Getting a little bit of a history lesson from Secrets of the Jungle. Other things that we learn, Dada's arm vines can cause plants to grow. He has like secret plant powers. I mean, I guess it's not really plant powers. He's a grass type Pokemon and it's also legendary. But like his arm vines can cause plants to grow. And Coco wonders when his vines will grow in. Sort of, this sort of all happens in one scene. Coco's like, oh, when will my vines grow in? I have to swing from stinky vines that are already in the jungle. And Dada can do it by himself because he can create vines from his arms. And this is sort of a theme that crops up over time where this is sort of the first little semblance of the theme where Coco is like, am I human or am I a Zarude? Am I a Pokemon? I was raised by Zarude, so I must be a Zarude. But like, he doesn't have any of the powers the Zarude have. He doesn't have plant grow He doesn't have plant grow flowers. He doesn't have vine flowers. He doesn't have all the flowers that the Zarude have. And it's sort of this back and forth. He even asks like outright, "What am I?" to Dada, and it's an obvious theme. But it's there. It's we sort of start to get little hints at this major theme that's shown throughout the movie. And these themes are just explored more and more, as like, for example, we learn that the Zarude are in combat. They are conflicting against Dada and Coco, who fight over their territory. Coco, he shows signs of not understanding himself, wondering why he can't use moves. Like during a dispute with the Zarude, Dada saves it, or I believe he like saves a Pokemon or something, and Dada uses moves to to fight and to protect Coco, and Coco's like, why can't I do that? What am I? Literally asking, what am I? And we learn that Coco is very compassionate towards Pokemon. Dada is very reserved. The Zarude are very very aggressive. They don't really care about other Pokemon. They only really care about themselves, kind of including Dada. He shows those signs. Even though he's compassionate towards Coco, he doesn't really understand why Coco is saving Pokemon. Like he does, but he wouldn't do it himself. And this sort of emphasizes the theme of Coco being like, what am I? Why do I care about Pokemon and why don't the Zarude? Am I different? That's sort of the biggest question that he asks himself. Am I different? Do you see where I'm going with this? Like, do you understand the basic, themes of the movie that are going on here? Not that it's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think that it's a wonderful sort of exploration, and I think that the movie does it really well. By giving us little hints, like, I mean, opposed to Coco literally saying, "What am I?" Signs that he's less like a Zarude, signs that he's more human, and him questioning, like, why aren't you doing that? Why am I the only one that feels this way? It's good. It's a good balance, I think. And we're sort of immediately, like, cut from that when when Coco literally slams into a giant metal pole in the middle of the jungle, and gets knocked unconscious, only to be saved by Ash Ketchum, our lovely protagonist. You love him, you know him. And we get the scene where Ash, he's like, he brings him into the room of the Pokemon Center. He's taking care of him while he's unconscious, and then Coco escapes because he has no idea what's going on because he's in a human town. And we get these interactions between Ash and Coco that explain a few things. We know now that Coco does not speak English. He is in fact speaking Zarude language, and the Zarude and him have been speaking Zarude language the whole time. We just understand him because if we couldn't, we wouldn't know what they were saying. They learn. Coco sort of goes through. The journey of learning the human world, things like that. Ash shows them around, couple things. They eventually learn to be nice to each other. And, I'm purposely being vague here because, one, I don't want to spend a billion years talking about the whole movie, and two, because I really want you to watch it. I don't want to go through exactly how things happen. I just want to talk about some things that will allow me to tell you more about how I feel later. But, There's this scene that I think is really cool where Coco puts his hand against Ash's when he realizes that he's human. And later, when he's talking to Dada, he says, like, there's more people like this. I just hit my funny bone against my desk. He says there's more people like this. I realize that I just raised up my hand and you can't see it, but he raises his hand up and shows his palm to Dada, meaning like there's more people that have hands like this. And I thought that was a really, really good way of showing, that there's more people, because that's how he connected to Ash, and that's when he realized that he was actually a human. Now, we get a few more introductions to some characters. Team Rocket exists to give exposition for the research team that's sort of in the background. The research team going over the tree of life, or whatever it's called, the heart of the forest, is sort of a big theme in this movie. And Team Rocket exists to be there to allow scenes at the research facility to happen and to give us some exposition. Also, Team Rocket is just fantastic. They get harassed by a Cramorant throughout the entire movie as a minor villain. It's really funny. It's genuinely really good. And so this is where I'm going to stop. I'm going to not give away any of the story, because this is where it starts to sort of pick up. Ash and Coco get, a little more friendly with each other. We learn some exposition from Team Rocket about what's going on. Ash goes to the research facility, blah, 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 things like that. This is where I'm going to stop and actually talk about my conclusion with the movie, which is going to be a lot more open-ended, I think, than usual. Mostly because I want you to watch the show, the movie. Now, part 2 of why I think you should watch Secrets of the Jungle. I know, trust me, I know it's so hard for me to say more than just, please watch it. But, genuinely, This is the kind of movie where I don't think I can do it justice. One, because it's really long. It's not like a Pokemon Evolutions where I can talk about a 7-minute short. It's a really long movie. And I'm not a movie critic. I don't know how to review movies correctly. I just love Pokemon. And I think that if you like Pokemon, you should watch this movie. It goes through themes of, family, found family, belonging. Coco, goes through so much struggle of who he is and what he is, literally, what his true family is. He finds out that he has human parents, and there's, things have happened to them, and it's crazy. And there's that side of the movie where it's a beautiful story about Coco and Dada and what they do. And also there's a part of me, oh my God, excuse me, that's the sickness. And I'm not down for it. But there's this side of the movie where there's this other side of me where I'm just like, look at all the silly Pokemon doing funny, silly Pokemon stuff. You know, there's like the Cramorant that like becomes a villain for Team Rocket. There's like Squovit, who's like a main little character. There's Phalanx in the movie. There's a Flapple, which, you know, is topical because we just talked about Flapple. There's, you know, a bunch of Pokemon in the movie who like dance to another Pokemon playing drums, a Rillaboom. Like, you know, there's a Pokemon dancing to another Pokemon band. It's crazy. It's like, and you know, I don't even get me started on the art style. The art style is flowy. It's very similar to the Sword and Shield anime art style, where it's like, you know, it's kind of experimental, but also it's, you know, it's anime, so it's not really crazy different art style, but like, you know, it's different from what we've seen. The Pokemon are well animated. They're just teeming with personality in the fights and in the interactions that they have. You know, it's really hard for me to tell you everything about this movie, and I think that me being as excited about things like this as I am, that other people may not get it. And so I'm trying to give you my reasoning for why this movie is so good and why I think you should watch it. And of course, take it with a grain of salt. If you don't like sappy stories about found family, I don't even know if I like that theme very much. It's like I'm telling you these themes because I think that it's what makes the movie good, but I like the movie because it's about Pokemon, and I like Pokemon. You know, there's a villain who is like genuinely terrifying. He says things like, please forgive me, when like, you know, things happen, you know, like when the villain is making things go down and like being evil, you know, I'm leaving it vague because I don't want to spoil anything, but like, you know, they say like, oh, please forgive us. I'm sorry. You know, we didn't mean for this to happen. Oh, forgive me. You know, and it's like, it's good. It's genuinely good. And I don't think I can really talk about the movie for too much longer because, you know, a lot of the themes in the movie are very strong. They're very, very prevalent in the movie, but that's pretty much all the movie's about. You know, there's not really much else but these themes, the family themes. You know, there's the villain, there's things that happen, there's Team Rocket with their usual shenanigans, but it's very, very just a Pokemon movie. And I'm struggling to think of a way to wrap this up other than just watch it. Even if you don't like it, you know, it has Pokemon in it. It has a lot of funny Pokemon in it. If you like Pokemon, I think you're going to like this movie. And even if you think this movie is cheesy or you think that it's basic, I still implore you to watch it because, you know, there's a majority of people out there who will listen to me and will watch this movie and enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's like one of my top favorite movies of all time. It's not even one of my favorite Pokemon movies of all time. I like the older ones way more. I talked about Pokemon Heroes for so much longer than I did this one. And, you know, not that this movie isn't good. It's good. But it's the kind of movie, I think, that has so many strong themes of family and so much personality teaming with it. And that it's because it's new and that it's available to everybody. And it's not like Pokemon Heroes because I'm not doing a complete review of it like I did Pokemon Heroes because I want you to watch it. And I think that that's how I'm going to just finish this review. I think that's how I'm going to stop talking about Pokemon Secrets of the Jungle with a repetition of the thing that I've been saying the whole time. Just go watch it. It's on. If you don't have Netflix, I'm sorry. It's only on Netflix, I think. That might not be true. But, you know, if you have Netflix and you have some free time, give it a watch. It's great. It's a good, feel-good movie. And even if you don't like it, it's got silly, funny Pokemon in it. And so, I would say that's the end, but that's not actually the end. We do have one more thing to say. I hope you enjoyed that. You know, it's unusual for me to talk about a movie with such a, like, not talking about the entire thing. Mostly because this episode's getting really long, and also because I want you to watch it. It's a little bit out of my own comfort zone to talk about a movie like that, to convince somebody why you should watch it instead of just talking about what I liked about it. So hopefully it wasn't too different or jarring for you, and I hope you still enjoyed my discussion of it in general. I enjoyed talking about it. I enjoyed talking about it in a different way that I normally do, but also I just enjoyed talking about it in general. Before we end it off, this long episode, I am going to finish it up with everyone's favorite segment, where we talk about a random move every single episode. Move Tutor. You know it. But do you know what move this is? Fun fact, this move is number 471, the Pokedex number of my favorite Pokemon, which is Glaceon. This move is introduced in Generation 5, if that narrows it down at all. The move is Power Split. And Power Split is a non-damaging Psychic-type move introduced in Generation 5. Power Split averages the user's attack and special attack with those of the target Pokemon. Power Split will ignore both the user and the target's stat changes when calculating the average. Power Split bypasses accuracy checks to always hit unless the target is in a semi-invulnerable turn of a move such as Dig or Fly. If powered up by Psychium Z into Z Power Split, the user's speed stat is also raised by 1 stage. So, what exactly does that mean? It averages. It averages the user's attack and special attack stats with those of the target Pokemon. What exactly does that mean? In Mystery Dungeon, it says it adds the attack of you and the target and then shares it equally. Okay, so what I'm guessing it probably does is it takes your special attack and their special attack and adds them together, as well as the attack. Same thing for the attack. And it averages it, so cuts it in half, and then makes each of those Pokemon that attack and special attack. So, like, if your opponent has a really high attack or special attack, and then you had a really low one, that you would have a way better attack and special attack, and so would the opponent, because you averaging them out. That's like how averaging works. So, it's a useful move. I think it could definitely be detrimental in a lot of situations, which I don't know if that's necessarily what you want for a move. And it really, you need to know a lot about Pokemon and what Pokemon's moves are, what Pokemon's stats are, and how certain stats affect other stats, things like that. Like IVs, EVs, you might have to, if you're playing competitively, you might have to take into account what set the person is doing, whether they dumped all their EVs into attack or whatever. So interesting move, very very competitively strange move, and I don't think I've ever really seen it all that much, but interesting nonetheless. It has a PP of 10, by the way. I forgot to say that. Accuracy of nothing and a power of nothing. Bypasses all accuracy checks, so it always hits pretty much. So yeah, interesting move. I like it. Very, very strange move. I always sort of wondered how that move works, and, well, now we pretty much know. Anyway, I am going to end it for today. It is late. I am very tired. I apologize if you can hear it in my voice. I've been feeling pretty under the weather recently, so apologies if that's been sort of affecting how I've been talking or how this podcast mood is going. But I try to keep it pretty enthusiastic. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. I thank you all so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Hope you go and watch Secrets of the Jungle after this episode, and I hope you enjoy it. But even if you do, and even if you don't, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!